السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. Now we reached this point where we are in Mecca. We have done the Umrah, Umratul Tamattu', and we are waiting for Hajj Tamattu'. In Hajj Tamattu' we are going to do several things. Number one, we begin the beginning of the Ihram from Mecca itself. Now, you can do that. It is mustahab to begin that from Masjid al-Haram or from your own hotel. You don't have to go to Masjid al-Haram. So you take the shower of Ihram. Ihram for what? Hajj al-Tamattu'. Very good. Not Umrah. Umrah is done in Medina. Now everything we're going to do is Hajj. No more Umrah. Forget about the Umrah. The Umrah is done. So we take the shower of Ihram, head and neck, right side, left side. Then you put on the Ihram for men and women. تلبسون ملابس الإحرام. After that, if they take us to Masjid al-Haram, it would be good. If not, for any reason, we can do the niyyah from the hotel itself in Mecca, from the building in Mecca where we live, in our room. And then after saying niyyah is mentioned in that booklet. Niyyah is I do the ihram, I begin the ihram, or uhrimu, muhrim mi shabam, uhrimu لحج التمتع قربة إلى الله تعالى. محرم mi shabam برای حج تمتع قربة إلى الله تعالى. So I begin the journey of ihram. We say it sometimes in Arabic, if you can, if not in other language or languages. أحرم لحج التمتع. And immediately after that, what do we say? لبيك اللهم لبيك. Remember, with the niyyah, immediately after the niyyah, we have to say لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك. And we have to say that very clearly. Can we say that now in a preparation for Hajj, inshallah? لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك. And then, my friends, after that we begin the journey from Mecca. Mecca is here. Okay? The journey from Mecca to Arafat, the desert of Arafat. The journey usually in normal days would not take more than 20 minutes. And that is on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah. Remember, 8th in the evening. 8th of Dhul Hijjah in the evening. We leave in the evening. But maybe this journey now during the Hajj season, it might take 2 hours or 3 hours. Arafat is divided into camps, streets and camps. Street number 1 or road number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12. We are on road number 9, 8. Yeah, the Iranian camp, which is a huge camp. India has a camp, India and Pakistan. Iran has a camp. Turkey has a camp. Turkey and Europe. Turkey, Europe, America has a camp. So Arafat is divided into camps. Arab countries, they have a camp. Africa, they have. So they divided them. And one of the best camps, by the way, is the Iranian camp. It's very organized. Very organized, clean. It has bathrooms, clinics. There is a hospital in Arafat. So on road number 8. So we come into Arafat, and Arafat is divided into roads. So we go to road number 8. We stay there from the 8th evening till the 9th in the evening. Because the day of Arafat is the 9th. The wuquf, the standing of Arafat, is from the 9th noon until the 9th sunset. من الظهر الوقوف من الظهر إلى الغروب في عرفات. From noon till sunset. But we have to go before that, of course. We have to go arrive in Arafat before the 9th. This is why we go on the 8th. And it is mustahab. This is the sunnah of the Prophet. He went to Arafat on the 8th in the evening. And then 9th sunset, the wuquf comes to an end. But we cannot leave immediately. We have to wait for our shuttle. They would tell us that your shuttle would be 11:30 p.m., 12 midnight, 12:30, 1 a.m. We don't know. They do qur'a kishi. They do raffle. They put the names of all the groups in a raffle, and then they start choosing them. Whichever comes one is going to leave first after sunset. So some of them are going to leave 7 p.m. Other group 7:15, 7:30, 7:45. So it depends on what time your group was chosen. But the good thing about this is that once we leave Arafat, we go to Muzdalifah, the second desert. Muzdalifah. Muzdalifah has another name. Mash'arul Haram is mentioned in the Quran. فَإِذَا أَفَضْتُم مِّنْ عَرَفَاتٍ فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ عِنْدَ الْمَشْعَرِ الْحَرَامِ. Remember, when you leave Arafat, remember your Lord. Praise Him. فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ, it means praise. Do tasbih and taqdees and dhikr. عِنْدَ الْمَشْعَرِ الْحَرَامِ. Arafat, my friends, when we go to Arafat, we don't leave the tent. Please listen to this advice from me. Please listen. This is an experience of 30 years, I am telling you. Don't leave your tent in Arafat, because there are hundreds of thousands of tents. Hundreds of thousands, endless. As far as you can see, there are tents. And they are similar in size, similar in color, identical actually. So sometimes if you leave your tent, you really don't know how to get back there. You don't know. So it's a risk. Never leave your tent. There is Mount Arafat, Jabal Arafat. In the middle of this desert, there is a mountain called Mount Arafat. It is makruh to climb this mountain. Makruh. Not recommended. Not recommended to go above this mountain. You will see many people climbing it, but they don't know it is not recommended. It's not recommended to climb Mount Arafat. You may see it from your tent. You can see the mountain. And there is a mark. There is a huge white pillar, triangular pillar in the middle. You can see the mountain. But we are not allowed to go and climb the mountain. It is very hot. Very hot. It's 125, 130 in Arafat. Fahrenheit. 55 centigrade. So don't leave your tent. Save yourself, keep yourself healthy, because you're going to do many things after that. You don't want to lose your energy. Stay in the tent. The tent is air conditioned. There is water there. And the best thing is, rather than going out and, stay in the tent and read dua. Dua, Quran, dhikrullah. There is plenty of dhikr and a'mal we're going to do together, inshallah. We're going to tell you about them, step by step. Plenty of a'mal, from the 8th in the evening until the 9th in the evening. 24 hours. Of course, we will have some rest. You would sleep, and there is food. They'll give you food, inshallah, and there is drink available. But most of the things we have to do is, this is a spiritual vacation for the ruh, for the soul. And the soul is nurtured by dua, by reciting dua and Quran and doing istighfar, seeking forgiveness from Allah subhanahu. This is the day of forgiveness. The meaning of Arafat comes from Ya'tarif. Ya'tarif is to confess to Allah our sins and our guilt, to confess to Him, between us and Him, no third party involved. So we have to speak to Him in a very friendly way, nice way, intimate way, private way, and tell Him what we did in order for Him to forgive us. So use that day and maximize your effort in staying in the tent and doing the du'as, what is really required. That day is the grand day of Hajj. The Prophet ﷺ says, Al-Hajju Arafah. The essence of Hajj is the day of Arafat. 90% of your work is done in Arafat, in that desert. Then Arafat, my friends, is outside the Haram. Do you remember the first day I said Mecca here is in the middle? Mecca. And then Mecca is surrounded by a desert, big desert, called Haram. Haram means sanctuary. Sanctuary means this is a sacred land. This is a sacred land. No murder should be committed there. No sin. No fighting. It's very holy. Holy land. Haram means holy land. Arafat is outside this. And I would tell you on the day of Arafat, why we have to go outside the Haram. Why we were, actually when we were in Mecca, we were in the Haram. So why did we make this trip from Mecca to go outside Haram and stay in Arafat for one night and one day, 24 hours? There is a reason for that. Inshallah ta'ala, if we arrive there safe and sound, I'm going to tell you why we are staying in Arafat. The Prophet mentions the reason for that. Then, after sunset, we move from Arafat into Muzdalifah. There are maybe 30 highways. 30 highways connecting Arafat to Muzdalifah. And this is a very touching scene. You're going to see maybe half of the Hujjaj, almost 2 million people walking. They walk this distance. 6 kilometers they walk. You find people, I have seen people as old as 90 years old. 90 years old. They walk like that, leaning on their canes. You can see children as young as 2 years old, 6 months old, being carried by their mothers, parents. They walk these 6 kilometers, packed with a tsunami of human bodies, walking from this in the dark, of course, because this is after sunset, going from this desert into that desert. And the highway is not straight. It's not plain. You have to go up and down, left and right, zigzagging between mountains, because this area is mountainous. You will see. This area is very mountainous, and these roads used to be mountains, but they opened a path between the mountains. We arrive in Muzdalifah. We do 2 things in Muzdalifah, my friends. Remember, 2 things. One of them is mabit, to sleep over in Muzdalifah. So we have to do this niyyah. As soon as we reach this desert of Muzdalifah, no more tents. You don't see the difference between Arafat and Muzdalifah. How do you tell the difference between these 2 deserts? The difference is that here it is packed with tents, but here no tents. No more tents. So wherever we can get a space for ourselves, the driver is going to drop us, because the road is going to be blocked. They're going to have many Carmageddons on that day. All these freeways are going to be like the 405 today, blocked. So we have to leave the bus and walk. Wherever we find space, we stay there. That would be our camp, makeshift camp, temporary camp for a few hours. However, women, elderly, those who are sick, children, They are exempted from staying the whole night. They can stay for half an hour. They call it temporary staying or emergency staying, half an hour or 1 hour. Then they would take them again, going from Muzdalifah to the third desert, which is what? Mina. Mina. Not Muna, Mina. The third desert. So الكبار في السن والمرضى يوقفوهم وقوف اضطراري ثم بعدين يودوهم إلى منى. So those, if you don't feel to stay the whole night, of course, all of you, mashallah, are healthy. I see you, alhamdulillah. Even sisters, healthier, mashallah. Yeah. So there are some exceptions with some people who really cannot stay. Then those people are taken with a special bus. They take them to Mina to do the a'mal in Mina. We stay the night until Fajr. Maybe we reach Muzdalifah by 10 p.m. Maybe. I don't know. Every year it's a different story. Every year there is a new scenario. Maybe we reach Muzdalifah by 10 p.m. Maybe 11. Maybe 12 midnight. Maybe 1 a.m. Whenever we reach Muzdalifah, we do the niyyah and we sleep. We have to sleep there. Because by that time you will be very tired. After a long day, 24 hours in Arafat. So you will hear nice snoring on that night. Coming from all directions, mashallah. And then, yes. Yes, mabit. Yeah, you do the niyyah because this is a ritual. This is one of the a'mal of the Hajj. This is not just normal sleep. You are sleeping in the desert. And the sleeping here is a form of worshipping. Even the sleep that we do is a form of ibadah and worshipping. Yes, we will do the niyyah at noon time on the 9th. At noon time, just before we begin Salatul Dhuhr, we will recite the niyyah of wuquf. However, wuquf, although it means standing, but you don't have to stand, of course, the whole time from noon till sunset. Symbolic standing, 10 minutes. You stand for 10 minutes and then you can sit, you can sleep, you can do other things. So we sleep in Muzdalifah at Fajr, which is going to be 5:30, 5:20, 5:30 a.m. We're going to do wuquf, standing of Muzdalifah. This is the second item. The first one, mabit, sleeping over. The second, at the time of Fajr, we do wuquf of Muzdalifah. From Fajr until sunrise, which is about an hour and a half. This wuquf is very short. Between Fajr, dawn, until sunrise, which is going to be just before 7 a.m. Maybe 6:50 a.m. sunrise. Once we see sunrise, we're going to move now to the third desert. From Muzdalifah going to where? Mina. Again, there are 30 or 40 highways connecting Muzdalifah to Mina. And you're going to see it even more packed than these highways. More packed than these highways. People are going. Now, here we were shipped by bus, a shuttle from here to there. Now here, no more buses. Packed. So we have to walk. Except those who are disabled, the group leader will find them a solution. They will take them in a bus. But we have to walk. And this is the brisk walk here. This is where you have to train yourself for an average of 2 hours walking. So when we leave, it would be 7 a.m. 7 a.m. we leave Muzdalifah. We will get to Mina by 9 a.m. 2 hours of walking. The walk, Assalamu alaikum, the walk is not very fast because of the traffic. And the traffic comes to standstill. People, they are walking and then you stop. And then you walk and you stop. It's not open because it's 4 million people are doing this. You are doing that with 4 million people. It's not a joke. It's a real Hajj, real business. So by 9 a.m. inshallah, we're going to reach, by 9 a.m., we're going to reach Mina. Imagine this Mina, I'm going to enlarge this here. This is Mina. So we are coming this way. This is Muzdalifah, we are coming down to Mina. Mina has, when we come to Mina, we pass, and then here, there is the small Jamara, the medium Jamara, and the large Jamarat, or they call them Shaitan. These are the places where Satan came, appeared to Ibrahim alayhi salam, when Allah ordered him to sacrifice his son Ismail. So Satan came to him 3 times. He met with him first here, second here, and third in this space. And he said to him, Ya Ibrahim, are you crazy? You are killing your son? So here where Ibrahim used to throw stones at Satan to repel him and push him back. And this is what we do. At that time, Ibrahim were throwing stones at the real Satan. Now we throw stones at our own bad desires and temptations. Every single day, we are encountered with bad thoughts, bad desires, with the Satan who is inside us who tells me do this and do that, commit this haram and that haram. So here I have to resist that shaitan. It's a symbolic movement and gesture. So we come to to Mina, but we just pass by the small and the medium one. We go right away to the large one, the grand. They call it Jamaratul Aqaba or Al Jamara Al Kubra, the grand Jamara. So we don't hit the first or the second. On the 10th day, now it is the 10th day. Okay? So when we move from Muzdalifah, when we wake up in Muzdalifah in the morning, it's day number 10. So we come to Mina. We don't hit this or that. Remember, because many people, they get confused. But there are signs that tells you this is the small Jamarat, this is the medium, and this is the large. Signs in English, in Urdu, in Farsi, in Arabic, in many, many languages. But despite that, some people who are there for the first time, they get confused. They get confused. So you have to follow the group. My friends, let me tell you something, and I'm very serious about this. In Mecca, you have to follow the commands. Whatever your leader tells you, don't tell him no. Blind obedience in Mecca. When we go to Hajj, really blind. It's like the military. You cannot say no. Once you say no and you go by yourself, you are lost. I am telling you. You are lost completely. We will find you after 2 weeks. Maybe in Yemen we will find you. Well, I don't know where. So don't stay with the group. When the leader tells you you have to be here by 7 a.m., he means it. By 7 a.m. they are there. Don't tell him I have to go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom, especially here in the desert of Muzdalifah. When we wake up for the morning prayers, Fajr, I'm going to tell you, go and use the bathroom and be here and don't leave us. Because once you leave us, you are not going to find us anymore. We are a group among 4 million people. 4 million people. They wear the same color. Where do you find me? You are not going to find me. So you have to be with us. If you need to use bathroom, use it before that. When we say we're leaving now, we mean it. We leave. So you have to be together. Otherwise, you're going to do the wrong things if you are not with your group. It's very important that you listen to the instructions. Listen and follow them. So we come to Jamar al-Kubra. How many pebbles we have with us? We collected 70 pebbles. But when we go to Arafat, we don't take 70 with us. On the night where we leave Mecca here, remember the journey on the 8th from Mecca to Arafat? We don't take 70 with us. We take 15, only 15. Because we're going to use 7 of them. Why do we take 15? Just in case we don't hit. So we take some extra. About 8 of them are extra because we need them. Some people, they don't hit, unfortunately. They don't have. They are not sharp shooters. They are not. The reason they are not, because they are not stable. You are moving and people with you are moving. So you can't hit. So take 15 with you. And then the rest, leave them in the building. We're going to use them on the day 11 and day 12, because we're going to go back to our building. So here, we're going to hit the jamarat, the big jamarat, al-jamara al-kubra, with 7 stones. My friends, we make our way to the jamarat. When you reach the jamarat, you're going to see people standing before you trying to do. But we have to find our way. We have to struggle. This is a bit difficult, but Allah will make it easy for you. Allah will make it easy for you to get close to the jamarat. You cannot hit the wall if you are far away. Impossible. Impossible you can hit the wall. You have to get so close to it that we get, what I do is that I get myself and those who are with me to the wall, a retainer wall, which is very close, maybe this distance, and the wall is here. Then we can hit. And you do only 7. You don't need to do more than that. 7, you're going to hit, and you're going to see that. You're going to see the pebble, which is less than this. It's smaller than this, hitting the wall. But if you want to do that from a distance, it would be almost impossible. Almost impossible. Yes, we need to do the niyyah. And the niyyah, I would recite the niyyah for you, inshallah. Usually I do the niyyah in 3 languages: Arabic, English, and Farsi. So we're going to read the niyyah for you before hitting the jamarat. Once we do the jamarat, in Mina we do 3 things. On the day of 10th, after we read jamarat, we do 3 things. Number 1, we throw the stones, rami. We call it rami, ramiul jamarat, rami. Rami, okay? We do this. Second, what is the second item on the day of Eid? And remember, this is the day of Eid, huh? Qurbani, ahsan, the sacrifice. Sacrifice of the sheep. But we don't do that. We give niyaba, power of attorney, to someone. They're going to take the money from us and our names, and they're going to do that on our behalf. In the slaughterhouse is outside Mina. They don't allow us. The Saudi government would not allow anyone to go inside the slaughterhouse. So they take the money from us, and they're going to do that. We tell them that we did the rami, and then they're going to do the qurbani, or the sacrifice, or the dhibh, the slaughtering. And then what is the third thing we do? When they do the dhibh for us, we have to wait, by the way. So you have to be patient here after we do the rami, and we make sure that all of us did the rami. Then we give a call. We call the guy in the slaughterhouse that we did the rami. He would slaughter. It takes him maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, so we have to be patient, because he will purchase them ahead of time. He will purchase them, put them in a corner. As soon as he gets the call from us, they start 4 or 5 people. MashaAllah, good butchers, alhamdulillah. Yeah. Like Taliban in Afghanistan. Pukh, 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 pukh. One after the other. And they will do, maybe our group is, 200, 300. Then he will call us that we did this. Once we receive the call from them, we go to the third item. What is the third item? Al-halq, shaving. Remember, those of you who are coming for the first time to the Hajj, you have to shave completely by blade. Those who are coming for the first time. And this is the wording in the Quran, huh? This is not from my pocket, so don't argue with me. This is in the Quran. Quran uses the term halq. Halq means shaving, not cutting. Remember, in Umrah, what did we do at the end of Umrah? Taqsir. We cut the hair, taqsir. Symbolic cutting, little bit of hair for men and women. Now, in Mina, on the day of Eid, it is shaving for those who are coming for the first time. Those who are coming for their second time, third time, they can do تقصير. بالموس نعم مو بالماكينة. Yes. No problem. No, you can do that because did you do shaving in the first time?
Total shaving.
Yes. So this time just cutting.
Even though it's the first.
Yes, that's right. Yes, yeah. It wasn't for you. It was for your father. The first time.
The first time was for me.
For yourself. So yeah. So this time you just cut. Yes, because you did the shaving already. Yes.
Hajj Umrah doesn't count.
No, doesn't count. No, Umrah, see my Habibi, there is some confusion in the Iranian culture. And I said this. Umrah is not considered Hajj. They say Hajj Umrah. It's not Hajj Umrah. It's Umrah, just Umrah. Umrah mufradeh. Has nothing to do with Hajj. So it's not, it doesn't count. So here there are, of course, as they have, mashallah, expert, butchers in Mecca, they have expert barbers also. Yeah, also from Taliban group. So they can do your head, take care of it within 2 minutes, mashallah. You find yourself, light-headed. Yeah. A mountain is removed from your head. So you have to buy a coupon. They have a special place. It's written barbers. And people go in hundreds, one after the other. And people are sitting there, but they change the blade. Don't worry. The blade is really because they have instructions that they cannot reuse the blade. You can also bring your own blade. If you are worried about that, you can bring your own blade. But they change it right in front of your eyes. They bring a brand new one, they open it, they put it, and then they shave. And really in 3 minutes, alhamdulillah, the work is done. And you do niyyah also. Niyyah for taqsir. The niyyah of the taqsir is written in your book. This is how you say in Arabic. أقصر. أقصر, I cut my hair or shave my hair. للإحلال, to exit myself from the ihram of Hajj al-Tamattu'. موهام را کوتاه میکنم یا چی میگن حلق چی میشه میتراشم برای خارج شدن از احرام عمره حج التمتع. I shave, if you want to say that in Arabic, in English also you can say I shave my hair to exit myself from the ihram of Hajj al-Tamattu' qurbatan ila Allah ta'ala. Then after these three items, we have the option there. We have the option. The group that comes with us from America, because we are part of a larger group. Our original group, they go back to their camp. They walk an hour and a half and the camp is here. They go back. I don't go to the camp. I'll go to the hotel. So if you want to follow me, those who are with me, we can go to the hotel and we use the bathroom and the shower inside our rooms in the hotel. However, those who want to stay in Mina, they don't want to travel and board the bus, difficult for them, they can go to the camp. There are tents and showers and bathrooms. They can take a shower there. And then we drop the ihram. Although ihram is mustahab to continue wearing the ihram until day 12. But nobody would wear the ihram after 2 days, sweating and this and that. So most of the people, they're going to throw the ihram and you go back to your regular dress. But your regular dress has to be tahir, Islamically clean, tahir. So after that, in the evening, those who are in the hotel and those who are on the hotel, they have to come back to the tent. Imagine these are our camp in Mina. Again, we have a camp in Mina. We have to be there just before sunset. We have to be there before sunset because we have to sleep the night. What night is this? Do you remember? The night of the 11th. So today is the 10th, the Eid. In the evening, the night of the 11th. The night of the 11th, we stay in the tent and we have to read the niyyah. They call it mabit. Mabit in Mina. We are required to stay 2 nights in Mina. So we're going to be out of the hotel for 4 nights. 1 night in Arafat, 1 night in Muzdalifah, and 2 nights in Mina. So we stay the night. However, you don't have to stay the whole night. Either you stay from sunset. You have 2 options, from sunset till midnight. Okay? Or from midnight till Fajr, dawn. So either you choose this or you choose that. But we prefer to choose this one, the first one. The first one. You have to be mandatory. However, some people would stay from sunset till Fajr. It's okay. But you don't have to. We may stay the first half of the night or the second half of the night. But for those who are elderly and they cannot move and they need to rest, it is recommended that they stay 2 days in Mina, because they're going to bring them food and they have shower, there is bathroom, they have a sleeping bag, and the tent is anti-fire tent, and also equipped with carpet and with air conditioning, with lighting, so you don't have to go back to the hotel. But some people, they prefer to go back to the hotel, because transportation is very difficult, very, very difficult. I have seen some people from Mina, when they want to go back to Mecca, they ride at the top of the bus. Have you seen India in the movies? You will see that. At the top of the bus, sitting there, and don't forget to take your camera with you. Lots of funny pictures. Yeah. But don't laugh until you finish the Hajj, inshallah, on the way back. Then, so when we stay the night, in the morning at around, it depends, maybe 7 a.m., maybe 8, maybe 9, maybe 10. But the best time to do Rami is 10 a.m. in the morning. We come back to this. So here is our camp. We come back. But this time, we're going to do the small, the medium, and the grand. 7 plus 7 plus 7, a total of what? 21. So we're going to carry the stones with us, the pebbles, and we're going to begin with Jamar al-Sughra 7 times. We finish, we come to Jamar al-Kubra, Wasta, middle, 7 times, and then the grand also 7. This is a total of 21. This is in the morning. This process is going to take us 1 hour. From the time you begin here until you finish, it's about 1 hour. Each one will take about 20 minutes. This is day 11. And then nothing is required until the evening again. The evening of what? Of the 12th, exactly. Because we did the evening of the 11th. Now the evening of the 12th. This is the last night of A'mal. The A'mal of the Hajj, the rites of the Hajj. Again in the 12th, you have to choose between this first half or the second half. In the morning again, in the morning, you have to do exactly what you did on the day 11. You come back to the Jamarat area. Jamarat, you hit the small, the medium, and the grand. Each one with 7. So the first day, we did only the grand one with 7. The second day, we did the 3 of them. And the third day, we did the 3 of them. And that would be the total of 49 pebbles altogether for each pilgrims, 49. But we have to carry 70 just in case, because many people, my friends, are going to miss the Jamarat. Either they don't see it. But what I also advise you, and remember this, write it down so you don't forget. Write it down now. My friends, we have to see the pebble or the stone hitting the Jamarat. If you are not sure of that, if you have doubt, check then you have to repeat that. For instance, you say number 1, pop, it hit. Number 2, you didn't see it. You have to repeat number 2. Don't come back to me and after 3 days tell me, say it, by the way, number 5, I wasn't sure of number 5. Please don't say that. Because while you are standing there next to the Jamarat, you can do it. You cannot come back all this way. So be realistic. My friends, especially sisters, we do mistakes. We are humans. We are not perfect. And most of you are going for the first time. You are not experienced. So we expect you to do mistakes. It's okay. But the way we correct the mistake is instantly. Don't tell me 1 week after that. Don't tell me. Immediately. When you made a mistake, come and tell me we made a mistake in my tawaf, in my sa'i. So we can correct it at the same time. Not after that. Don't leave it for few days. And don't be embarrassed. If you cannot tell me, go and tell the group leader. If you are a female, tell a female. And we are not going to get angry there, alhamdulillah. The doctor told me don't get angry. You will be safe. So, once we finish the a'mal of Mina, so what did we do in Mina, my friends? We did, on the day of Eid, we did the Rami. On the day of Eid only to the grand one. On the day 11th and 12th on the small, medium and grand. So we did Rami. And we did Mabit for 2 nights in Mina. And we did number 2. What was number 2? Sacrifice. And number 3, the shaving, the halq. These are the things we did in the big desert of Mina. And then we have a few items, 3 more items left to conclude the Hajj, inshallah. What are these 3 items? Because Hajj is over on the day 12 when we do the Rami. Imagine we begin at 10 a.m. We do number 1, 2 and 3 and we finish by, let's say, 11 a.m. Okay? We have to stay until noon time. Until noon time in Mina. We cannot leave. So once at noon time at 12, the adhan is raised, the Hajj is over. On the 12th noon time, Hajj is officially comes to an end. But however, we have to do 3 more things in Mecca when we go to Mecca. These 3 things. Number 1 is what? Is tawaf. Very good. Is tawaf. And my sisters and brothers, tawaf requires what? Always remember in your mind. No, before you do tawaf. Before niyyah. Wudu. You have to have wudu. Tawaf is like the prayers. Can you pray without wudu? No. The same thing with tawaf. No tawaf without wudu. Whether this tawaf is wajib or mustahab. Whether it is for you or someone else. You have to have wudu. You have to have wudu. So we do wudu. And then we do tawaf. How many rounds is the tawaf? 7. Because some people ask me, can I do only 1 round? Sorry, you cannot. You can do 1 round, but just a leisure, pleasure. But not a real tawaf. The real tawaf has 7 rounds. 7 rounds. Neither 6 nor 8. Now some people get excited when they finish the tawaf. They want to do number 8 and number 9 and number 10. This is not tawaf. Don't do number 8. 7 period. Stop there. They carried away with their emotions because the tawaf was easy. So let me do number 8 and 9 and maybe more credit. No. Hajj is a military discipline. We obey Allah. Allah says 7 rounds. No more, no less. Listen to me. No more, no less. Do not bring things from your own self. So 7 rounds. After we finish the tawaf, what do we do? 2 rak'ah. You have to do 2 rak'ah. Don't go to sa'i before you finish the 2 rak'ah. Because you have to repeat the sa'i again. Your sa'i is going to be voided. So you have to do 2 rak'ah after the tawaf and before the sa'i. 2 rak'ah. Just like the morning prayers. Where do we do these 2 rak'ah? Exactly, behind Maqam Ibrahim. When we say behind, it is not literally behind, because behind is impossible. Why? Because people are doing tawaf. You can't stand in the middle. So you have to push yourself back to an area where there are no more people doing tawaf, then you do the tawaf. This is the meaning of behind. This is the meaning of behind. So it could be 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, it's okay. But it has to be in that direction, behind it. Not from that direction, not in the back, not on the left or the right. This is the meaning of behind. After that we go to sa'i. How many rounds of sa'i? 7. Beginning where? Safa, and ending in Marwa. And each shawt or each round is 450 meters. But you can be on wheelchair. It is okay for you if you are so tired or exhausted. So you can do the sa'i on wheelchair. Someone would push you and then you sit on wheelchair. You can do that too. Yes. Yeah. But in this case, the guy who's going to charge you the money, he would charge you for 7 rounds. They don't have 50% discount. Yeah. They charge you for a whole round. Yeah. And then it's difficult to find him halfway through, because you have to hire him from an area little bit away from Safa. In the middle, you can't find someone in the middle and tell him, I did 3, now I want to do 4 more. So if you find yourself, you cannot do sa'i, but I suggest do it by yourself. You can do that slowly. You don't have to run. It's not a LA marathon that we have to run. Take your time and walk slowly. And now, my friends, sa'i, the area, is a huge area. I remember when sa'i, both sides, both lanes were this size, from this wall to that wall. Imagine 3 million people, they want to do the sa'i in this area. And we used to come to jam, standstill, no more movement. No more movement. You stand there, it takes you 2 hours. Now, it is 4 times this size. They expanded the mas'a, the area of the sa'i. So you can walk there and take your time. It's better if you can do the sa'i yourself. It is not only a physical exercise. It is a spiritual and mental. You take your time, because the guy on the wheelchair, he pushes you fast. He wants to finish his job to get the money, just like the airport taxi drivers, with all respect to all of them. But when you walk yourself, you have enough time to reflect. Why I am doing sa'i? What is the meaning of sa'i? Beginning in one area, ending in the other. Sa'i was done by Hajar alayhi salam, Hagar, the mother of Ismail. When she was searching for water for her baby, she was running between 2 mountains. So she comes to Safa and she looks to the other side and she finds a mirage, like a lake. She thinks there is water. So she comes down the mountain running, and she reaches Marwa. She finds nothing. But she doesn't give up. Again, she turns back and she sees another mirage, thinking that this is water. She runs again and she reaches there, it's nothing. She doesn't give up. Sa'i means that sa'i is to strive in this life. Don't give up. When you hit a wall, break that wall. You have to get through. Get yourself through. Allah says in your life you're going to face many, many obstacles and challenges and dead ends. But you have to have a strong resolve. You cannot say, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I don't want to do this. You have to break that barrier. This is the meaning of sa'i. So when you do sa'i, remember the meaning, philosophical and Gnostic meaning, al-irfani, al-ma'na al-irfani of sa'i. Allah wants you to strive, to run. Even when you come to a point where you think this is a dead end, it's not a dead end. You have to find a solution. Keep going. So the same thing with tawaf, my friends. Tawaf, we're putting Allah at the center of my life. Everything I do is for Him. I work for Him. I'm employed by Him. I serve Him. The meaning of serving Him is that He's in the middle. He's the center of my life, and I orbit around him. I orbit around him. So everything I do is for him, not for me. Ibrahim says, قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. My prayers, my rites, my rituals, my endeavor, my striving, my struggle, my work, my life and my death for him, لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Hajj would perfect us. The correct Hajj is going to make us stronger. So when we are faced with a challenge in our life, we don't break. We don't kill ourselves. We don't, get exhausted and say, I have no solution. I want to kill myself. Don't say this. There is a way. If there is a will, there is a way. We learn these, my friends, not on the beach of Santa Monica and Newport. We learn these in Mecca, in the deserts of Mecca, in the tawaf, in the sa'i. After that, when we do the sa'i, there is one more item left. No taqsir. Where is the hair? You don't have any more hair. No more taqsir. You're going to be bald. So no taqsir, because you did the taqsir in Mina. You already did the taqsir in Mina. Taqsir of the Umrah, we did it when we came to Mecca by cutting the hair. Taqsir of the Hajj, we did it here in Mina. So no more taqsir. After sa'i, what do we do? The last tawaf, tawafun nisa. Tawafun nisa, my friends. What it does, in the Shia tradition they call it tawafun nisa. In the Sunni tradition they call it tawaful wida'. What it does is that, remember when we did the ihram? Remember when we did the ihram? When we started wearing the ihram, we said about 20 items were forbidden, muharramat, forbidden. Some of them were relationship between the husband and the wife. Any relationship, any type, not just touching or intercourse. Even a lustful looking, lustful glance is haram. Looking at your wife with lust is forbidden. You can't do that. Let alone touching and doing other things. Now, how do you go back to your wife? You go back to your wife by doing number 4 here, which is tawaf al-nisa. Tawafun nisa. It's called nisa, that men can go to their women. Tawafun nisa, you are unlocking, opening this lock that you put on yourself. Ma'loom? Is it clear what I'm saying? So you have to do tawafun nisa, again 7 rounds, and then after tawafun nisa, exactly, prayers of tawaf 2 rak'ah. The niyyah of this tawaf is different from the niyyah of this tawaf. Tawaf number 4 is different from tawaf number 1. Number 1, the niyyah is tawafu Hajj tamattu'. This tawaf is the tawaf of what? Tawafun nisa. So the niyyah is different, but the actions are exactly the same. Exactly the same. The same thing with the prayers. These prayers, the 2 rak'ah, you have to say, I am doing the prayers of the tawaf of Hajj tamattu'. While these prayers here, the 2 rak'ah, are the prayers of the tawaf of nisa. And then of course women also have to do the tawaf, not only men. Now some people come to me, they say, Sayyid, I don't want to get married. Why should I do this tawaf? I know you don't want to get married, inshallah. But you must do that. You must, even if you want to remain single. Even if you are 90 years old and you have no hope in getting remarried. Still, even if you are a child who has no wife, 10 years old, you have to do tawaf. Because remember, you are not getting only married here, inshallah, in Jannah. When you go to Jannah, if you are a man, women are going to kidnap you there, Hur al-Ain. So it's not voluntary things, mandatory. You have to do these things. So we do tawaf al-nisa, regardless of whether we are married or single, or whether we want to remarry or stay single, we must do these items. And once we do these items, the Hajj comes, inshallah, to conclusion, inshallah. Any questions? Yes, sister. No. No more. Safa, Marwa, Safa and Marwa only after this tawaf. There is no Safa and Marwa after Tawaf al-Nisa. Yes. Yes. You are allowed to pray while you carry your backpack. No problem. Yes, sister. Yes, you can. You have to bring her to Mina. If she can do it, then she has to do that. If she is unable, you or someone else can do that. But you have to do for yourself first, and then your mother. Remember, not for her first. Finish yours first and do it for your mother. Yes.
This is the sa'i of tamattu.
Hajj al-Tamattu. Yes, the sa'i of Hajj al-Tamattu.
في أمر التمتع في جميع هذه المناسك سواء العمرة أو الحج،
نعم.
أيهما يجوز فيه الإنابة وأيهما لا يجوز فيه الإنابة؟
كل شيء يجوز فيه الإنابة. كل شيء الإنسان ما يتمكن بنفسه، أول لازم يحاول. إذا حاول وفشل وما استطاع، عند ذلك يعطي النيابة في كل شيء. بس الوقوف بعرفات، بعد وقوف بعرفات حتى لو منيميها منايم لازم يحضر.
النقطة الثانية أنه إذا يطوف حول الكعبة
نعم.
وصلى الركعتين،
نعم.
هل يجوز أن ينيب ويسعى ثم يرجع ينيب؟
لا، يجب أن يصلي ثم يسعى بعد ذلك.
وينيب للطواف.
للطواف؟ اي نعم. اول شيء خلي واحد يسعى ايضا نيابة عنه ويصلي ثم بعد ذلك. يعني واحد صلى عنه تقصد؟
مثلا انا طفت حول الكعبة.
اي.
صليت الركعتين.
اي.
هل يجوز لي ان انيب مثلا ان اطوف واصلي واروح للسعي؟
يعني تريد تسويها نيابة عن شخص اخر. اي لا تقدر انت لا لازم تسعى انت لازم تسعى بعدين تجي تسوي نيابة عن شخص آخر. الطواف والسعي متلازمان. My friends, let me remind you of this point. See, we can take a break if you are tired in Hajj. You don't have to do all these things one after the other. You have the option. But, listen to this. When you do the tawaf, you cannot delay the prayers for a long period of time. Maybe you can delay it to just, let's say, refresh yourself, do another wudu, drink some water, but not, for instance, you go to your hotel and then you come back. You can't do that. Or you go there to have some lunch and then you come back. So the prayers has to be followed by the tawaf. And at the same time, you cannot leave a huge gap between tawaf and sa'i. No huge gap. Again, you can go and use the bathroom if you want, or drink some water, or get some rest, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, get some rest, and then go back to the sa'i. However, for this tawaf, it doesn't have to be immediately after sa'i. You can go back to the hotel, you can sleep, you can eat, you can come the following day to do the tawaf, the following day. But in this case, between this tawaf and sa'i, you cannot do it the following day. If you get so tired that you cannot do the sa'i after this tawaf, and you can go to the hotel, no problem. But the following day when they come, you have to repeat the tawaf, the prayers and the sa'i. Because the tawaf and the sa'i, they have to be in the same day, not in separate days. But with this, it can be in a separate day, in the next day, the next 2 days, 3 days after that. Are you with me? Remember what else I said to you? It was a common mistake. Last session I mentioned that. Very common mistake that the majority of the people, they do that during tawaf. And I warned you not to do that. Don't touch the Kaaba. Don't touch the Kaaba. Don't touch Maqam Ibrahim. Even if you get close to it, try not to touch it. Neither with your shoulder, nor your arm, nor your palm or hand. Don't touch Hijr Ismail. Hijr Ismail is a half-circle wall. Don't touch that. Unless you finish the tawaf. Once you finish your tawaf completely, the seven rounds are over, then you go and you touch anything you like at that time. But not before you finish the tawaf. Remember, not before you finish the tawaf. Yes?
Where and when should we collect all the pebbles?
The pebbles, we're going to collect them maybe on day 6, the 6th or the 7th in Mecca. In Mecca, just before we leave on the 8th to Arafat, they're going to tell us about a place where it is not a private property, because we cannot take stones from a private property, a building. It has to be public property, not private. From the land of Mecca or the Haram, then we can take the stones. The land which is not owned by a private owner. It's owned by the city of Mecca, it's okay, but not by a private owner. They're going to tell us, they will canvass the area and they would tell us that there is some stones here or there. And every year there is a new story. So there are mountains. The good things about it, Mecca is very mountainous. So they destroy these mountains. Every year you find 2 or 3 mountains are gone. So the residual, what is left of these mountains are stones and pebbles, so you can take it from that area. Yes, sister. Yeah.
We are taking 2 ihram with us. First we are wearing Hajj, Umrah tamattu. Then we can come and...
No, you can use the same ihram, because between the Umrah and the Hajj you have 6 or 7 days, so you can wash it. You can wash it, take it to the dry cleaner. This is what I do. I take my ihram after Umrah. I take it to the dry cleaner. After 1 day or 2 days, he will give it back to me. I use it for Hajj. So you don't have to. But for some of you, my friends, because this is your first Hajj, you really, wearing the ihram is an art. You have to learn it. For those who have been going, veterans, 10 years, 20, they know how to take care of it. For those who are not, it's really difficult. So maybe it's a good idea to take a second set of ihram for those who are going for the first time. Maybe. I don't take second set. I know how to take care of it, you know. But for those, take a second set of ihram. Hajjiyah. نعم. والسعي تقدرين. السعي طبعا راح تقدرين على الويلشير هم تسوي. اي نعم تقدرين. نعم. Yes.
Once you are done with the Hajj on the 10th, not Hajj, but you take off the ihram on the 10th, do you have to wear it again for these?
No. With the tawaf, sa'i and tawaf al-nisa, regular dress. The tawaf and sa'i of Hajj is different from the one of the Umrah. The Umrah, when we come from Medina, it has to be with your ihram. But for the tawaf and the sa'i of the Hajj, the second round, where we do them after we come back from Mina and Arafat, you can do that with this normal dress. However, it is mustahab, recommended, to keep your tawaf, to do this with your ihram. But just mustahab, to keep the ihram until noon of what? Of the 12th. To keep it until that day. I've seen out of 3 million people, only 2 people who keep it until then.
بالنسبة لنا يعني بالكبر يعني مستحب أن يكون طوافنا بين مقام إبراهيم وبين الكعبة.
أي. هو ما تقدر هذا يعني إذا يقدر الإنسان يقوم به بين المقام والكعبة، أما يقدر لا بعد يطلع من برا بعد. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. My friends, the tawaf, if you can physically, you are able, you may do it between the Kaaba and Maqam Ibrahim. But if not, if it is too crowded, then you can do it from the outside. The outside. You don't have to go in the middle of the crowd and endanger your life. You don't have to do that. Yes, sister, once. Yes.
Are those 20 things haram, sir, if we don't
No, 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 no. 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 Listen, I will tell you, it's good you reminded me. When you do here, see item number 3, when we did taqsir, for men they shave and for women they cut their hair. 18 items out of the 20 items are going to be halal and allowed. Only 2 things are going to be not halal, still forbidden. 2 things. One of them is using perfume until you finish tawaf and sa'i. The second is the relationship between men and women until you finish tawaf and nisa. So other things are going to be halal. But using perfume, at-tib wal-nisa. At-tib wal-nisa. Tib means perfume. Perfume is haram. And the second thing is the relationship. Marital relationship is also haram until you do these things. Yes. Yes, yes, yeah. And scented, and they sell them in the pharmacies there, and you can buy them from a pharmacy here. And scented soap, shampoo, because after Hajj, when you finish Mina, you want to go back either to your camp or to your hotel, you really need to use a shampoo after 2 days. And soap. So you have to buy the unscented. They sell them there. They call them Hajj shampoo and Hajj soap. But you can also buy them here, prepare them for you, for yourself. Yes.
When doing the sa'i between Safa and Marwa, is it recommended for men who can to run a little bit in between?
Only one part, my friends. Just one part of it. You're going to see the green sign in the ceiling. The green sign in the ceiling. 2 green signs in the ceiling. Between these 2 signs, which is about maybe 20 meters only, more than 20 meters, maybe 30 meters. You have to jog, not run, not LA marathon, huh? You start, no. Take it easy, just jogging in this area, only for men, not for women. And this is where Hajar alayhi salam, when she used to hear the cry of Ismail, her baby, who was thirsty, she used to run during these two green lines in the ceiling. We're going to see them. Yes.
Maybe in night 11, you said from sunset to midnight and midnight to 5. Should we stay awake or what do you
No. Maybe it's sleeping. However, people do dua and tahajjud and prayers and istighfar. Yeah. And actually, most of the people are going to sleep. You will see that because they will be exhausted. And I told you, nothing but one symphony, which is a snoring, loud snoring. Yeah, so you have to prepare yourself, my friends. Don't say that Sayyid did not mention here snoring and I'm not used to it. Hajj, it means different circumstances, different experience. Things that you have not experienced in 50 years, you see them in Hajj. People with you, black, white, red, Chinese, South American, North American, Indian, all types of smells also. So prepare yourself. This is the beauty of Hajj. International, really international atmosphere. Languages, you're going to hear people doing many du'as. One of them is doing dua in Turkish, the other in Chinese, the other in an African language. Everyone does his dua and his supplication in his language. And the beautiful things about it is that Allah understands all languages. Imam Hussein in his dua Arafah, we're going to read this dua. He says, فَقَدْ عَجَّتْ لَكَ الْأَصْوَاتِ بِصُنُوفِ اللُّغَاتِ. People now are raising their voices with different languages. Imagine this is 1400 years ago. 1400 years ago, Imam Hussein says different languages. At that time, there were no Chinese or South Korean or just maybe few nationalities. Now it's really, really different languages. And Allah understands them. The more you are intimate and sincere in your heart, the faster your dua is going to reach Allah. The faster. Yes.
From the first takbir,
From this taqsir in Mina, no, nothing. No muharram except hunting, because you are in the haram, and extracting the plant of the haram or the grass. All other things are halal. You can do that. Everything is halal. Yes.
I don't know, but you're saying we should pack light because it's so hot, everywhere is hot.
Yeah.
So you don't need to bring a heavy jacket or a lot of people.
No. Heavy jacket for what? No. Heavy jacket. Now when we go in October, mid-October, Medina is going to be in the 90 Fahrenheit. Mecca is going to be 110, 115. So no, it's not. Don't worry. Maybe in Turkey, in Istanbul, if you want to leave the airport, maybe you need it there. But when you reach Arabia, Mecca and Medina and Jeddah, no, light dress. Yes.
For men, no
Short
short sleeve.
sleeve, it's not recommended in the masjid. Masjid al-Nabi in Medina and Masjid al-Haram in Mecca. It's not recommended. Yeah, so it's better to have conservative dress because you are in the masjid with many other people around you. Yeah. Yes, sister. ما يخلوكي ممنوع في داخل المسجد الحرام يمنعوك. هو من الناحية الدينية ممكن ما في إشكال شرعي، بس الحكومة ما تسمح بارتداء الأحذية، ممنوع يخلعوك الحذاء من رجلك. بس في نوع جواريب، شو يسموهم بالسوري، كلسات. في نوع يلبسوهم الرجال والنساء كلسات للرجل، شوية تكون مريحة بالمشي، خاصة بالسعي رجلك ما تتأذى. اشتري من نوعها، بس الحذاء مو مسموح الحذاء. يس. نه برای مردها، برای زنها نه. بله می پوشید، بله فقط برای مردها. بله نعم. We did this last Saturday, but let me repeat that. See my friends, remember we have two things in Hajj. One of them are the physical things. Physical things, don't cover your face, don't cover your head, don't. But what is more important are the spiritual and the moral discipline in Hajj. فلا رفث ولا فسوق ولا جدال في الحج. Stay away from rafath, insulting others. Rafath here is the relationship between the husband and the wife. Fusuq is to tell lies or to exaggerate or to take a pride. Scholars say even taking a pride, saying that my family is better than your family. My race is better than your race. My blood is better than your... My house is more beautiful. This is taking pride. Being self-conceited and arrogant. This also has to stop. In Mecca, we are all the same. Whether you are Sayyid or non-Sayyid or Arab or non-Arab or German or Persian or African, we are the same. In the eyes of Allah, we are the same. Inna akramakum inda Allah atqakum. What we learn in Hajj, my sisters and my brothers, is that we crush our ego and we crush our arrogance. We crush it. We destroy it there and we come back arrogance free. This is the main point of going to Hajj. To remodel myself, not just to get suntan there. We're going to get suntan, don't worry. But this is not why we are there. We are there to refurbish our souls, to change ourselves, to crush the bad habits, to renew myself, to renew my relationship with Allah. And the relationship with Allah cannot go into any heart that has arrogance or self-conceit or takabbur or lies or hypocrisy. Does not go. Allah's love only goes to the right place, not to the wrong place. Allah's love and light and friendship goes to the healthy heart. The unhealthy heart does not have the capacity to accept Allah's love and Allah's guidance. Does not. It's dead. It's dead. The reason why we go to Hajj, the reason we spend $7, $8, $9, $10,000 is to change ourselves. The reason we stay away from our families for 3 weeks and we sleep in the deserts there, to change our souls, my friends, to change our intentions, to change the ruh, the spirit, to change our akhlaq. So when we come back from there, people will say, Mustafa, I can tell he came back from a holy place. I can tell from his behavior. He's more humble. He's more reaching out. He's more forgiving. He's more tolerant. This is why we are there in Hajj. So my friends, listen my friends. When you are doing tawaf, you're going to be among people who come from many cultures and many backgrounds. Some of those people are illiterate. They have not been to school. They have not been to an airplane. This is the very first time they ride airplane. They leave their villages. You're going to see people of different colors, different cultures, different habits, different temperaments. Some of them are very, very tolerant, educated, nice. Some of them are not. Some of them are not. But Allah says all are welcome. He doesn't say, listen, unless your akhlaq is good and your look is nice and your pocket is full, you can come to my house. He says, my house, wa'adhin. Ibrahim, when he stood 4,000 years ago and invited us, wa'adhin fin nasi bil hajj. An-nas. In Arabic literature, they say an-nas. An-nas, it has alif lam. Alif lam, the article, is the. The people. Not a people. Not the people of Arabia or the people of Egypt or the people of Afghanistan. The people of the globe. And people are different, my friends. My sisters and my brothers, we need to be tolerant. If you get pushed there, forgive. Don't retaliate. Don't say that you pushed me, I have to push you. Don't do that. Remember, you are coming from a different place. You are going there for maybe a different reason. To nurture yourself, to polish yourself, to refine yourself. Don't get angry. Curb your anger in Hajj. No fusuq, no jidal. Jidal is argument. Jidal is pointless argument between people over things that are silly. Oh, you sat in my seat, this is my seat. Any seat. Be forgiving, my friends. Unfortunately, I have seen with some groups that people fight over food. I didn't get my food, where is my... Or my bed is not, 5-star hotel. Or the shower is this. Or whatever, the bus is... My friends, although you paid money and you expect good service, but remember always put this in your mind. You are the guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He's watching you. He's watching you. If you love your friend and you go to his house, and let's say the service was not excellent, would you go and complain to him if you love him? You don't, because you love that person. You tell him, listen, even if you bring me bread, a loaf of bread, alone, I would accept it because I came not for the food, I came for you. Remember these things. Your Hajj has to be real Hajj. Real spiritual Hajj, not physical Hajj. One day, Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam was doing his Hajj with one of his companions. And the tawaf was crowded. People were pushing each other. The companion was excited. He said, Yabna Rasulullah, ma akthar al-hajij. Hajj this year is very crowded. Imam said to him, ma aqall al-hajij wa akthar al-dhajij. In fact, the real hujjaj are very few, but the noise pollution is a lot. You hear people, noise pollution. Yes, you see many, but the real hujjaj, authentic hujjaj are very few. Those who came for the purpose of seeking nearness to Allah and seeking His forgiveness. Very few. Very few. try to be part of those of you with your niyyah from now when you go to Hajj, when you behave with others. Give up your seat. If you find someone who needs this seat more than you have more energy than him, hold the hand of some people if they need some help. Hold their hand, bring them a cup of water, bring them some food, bring them some medicine. If you see someone in your room sick and he needs medicine, go to the pharmacy downstairs, bring him, bring her. Try to sacrifice. Because my friends, believe me, Allah does not look at my tawaf and how perfect it is. No. He looks at my intention. He looks at how I help others and reach out to others. The quality Hajj. We have to conclude and to accomplish the quality Hajj, inshallah. Yes, sister. The proper way to do wudu, my friends. Wudu has two parts. One of them are mustahab. The other is mandatory wajib. Mustahab is to wash your nose 3 times, is to wash your mouth 3 times. These are mustahab. But the wajib is that you put water here, okay, in your hand, the right hand. Wash your hand, put water, and wash your face from the hairline. This is the hairline here, to the chin. This is the length of your face, and this is the width. This is the middle finger with the thumb. This is the width. So from here, the hairline to the chin, from this side to this side, no more than that. Don't go beyond that. Don't wash your whole, the back. Twice. Pour the water twice and make sure that the water reaches your entire face. And if it is covered with something, remove it first. Therefore, sisters, when you have nail polish, you have to remove. No more nail polish in Hajj. Don't take nail polish here. Give it to the TSA guys at LAX. Dump it in that bin and go to Hajj without nail polish. In general, don't do nail polish, even if you are at home. Because for ghusl, for your shower, you could not wear nail polish. You have to know these ahkam. Inshallah, my wife maybe would help you with that. So this is the first part, the face. The second part is the arm. The arm this is the elbow here. See, this is the elbow. But you may wash just above the elbow, just above. Maybe 2 centimeters above the elbow. So with the left, you pour the water and you start, and then the second time, this side, and the entire one. And make sure that the water goes underneath your ring if you are wearing the ring, or take it out during the wudu. The same thing you do, take out your watch, and then the left arm, good, from above, from the elbow to the tip of the fingers here, and then after that you do the masah, wiping. See this area for men and women. If you have very thick hair, some of them they have, mashallah, 3-4 layers up to here. Try to open something in the middle, and this is, see, that's it. This is up to here, up to here. See, do you see what I'm doing now? Up to here, not up to there, Don't reach here, up to here. And don't do here the sides and the back. The Quran, we follow the Quran. The Quran says part of your head, not the entire head. Part of it. Part of it. Wamsahu, see the wording of the Quran. Wamsahu biru'usikum. B, when he has B in the beginning, we follow the Quran, my friends. Quran says biru'usikum. B. Ru'usikum, your heads is ru'usikum, but the Quran used B in the beginning. B, the letter B. B means part of. Part of. And the same thing with your feet. The same thing. Bring me this chair here, sorry. See, the feet also, my sisters, of course you take off your socks, we are not allowed. In the Shia tradition, in the tradition of Ahlul Bayt, we are not allowed to do wudu above the socks or with socks. You have to take it out. See the way I am doing it? From here up to here, this area. This is Ka'b. In Arabic, this is Ka'b. From here to here. That's it. The same thing with the left one. This is the original part of wudu. And don't forget to wear your socks after that. Yeah. Yeah. We have to say, no. In the beginning, you have to do the niyyah. You are doing wudu. If it is not time of any prayers, you are just doing wudu qurbatan ila Allah ta'ala. If it is the time, let's say now for dhuhr and asr, you have to say, I'm doing wudu for dhuhr and asr. But let's say you do wudu at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., still the time of dhuhr has not come. You just say, I'm doing wudu qurbatan ila Allah. But you can use that wudu for the prayers after that. Dua, there are mustahab. I said in wudu we have recommended and mandatory. I spoke about the mandatory. The recommended, there is dua that you recite when you wash your face, the right arm, the left arm, the wipe. With every part there is a specific dua. Mustahab, of course, yeah, mustahab. بفرمایید. بین زن و مرد برای زنها وقتی که دستشون میشورن، وقتی که آب میذارن دفعه اول از اینجا داخل میذارن. اینم مستحبه، واجب نیست، مستحبه. بله yeah. بله. And then the other point, my friends, when we do certain showers like ghusl al-janaba, or for women at the end of their menstrual cycle, when they do ghusl al-hayd, then you don't require to do wudu after that. But not the normal shower. If you are taking a morning shower, let's say, in the afternoon, just a shower, regular shower, you must do wudu after that, either before or after the shower. But listen, if your hair is wet, and your arm is wet, and your feet is wet, you have to dry them first. Now some people say after shower it's really hard to dry completely. It's not complete dry. The wetness has to be transferred when you wipe your head from your palm to your head, not vice versa. Some people, their palm is a drier, more drier than... No, that should not happen. So when you wipe, it's okay. It's okay if there is some wetness, not completely dry. It's okay. However, the wetness has to travel, the moisture has to travel from your hand into your hair. Are you with me? Yes. For the ihram? For the ihram is mustahab. It is mustahab, not wajib. But you know, because in Medina, when we do the ihram, we go to Masjid al-Shajara, and we're going to do Maghrib and Isha, so you have to do your wudu in the hotel. And also it is mustahab if in Mecca, before we leave from Mecca to Arafat, remember on the 8th, it is mustahab to be in the state of wudu at the time of ihram, but not wajib, not mandatory, mustahab, recommended. It's very recommended that at the time when you say the niyyah, the intention of either the umrah or after that the hajj, that you observe wudu and you have wudu. Yes. Maqam Ibrahim.
Saying the prayer of the tawaf behind the Maqam Ibrahim, it should be on the first.
Yes. The ground. You mean the ground floor? Right. Yes, on the ground floor. You have to do the prayers of the tawaf on the ground floor, not the second or the third or the fourth floor. Just like the tawaf. The tawaf has to be also on the ground floor.
So what about the accuracy and the pronunciation of the rakat namaz?
I suggest that you listen now. In 2 hours we're going to have salat here, Maghrib and Isha. So if you can stay and listen to the pronunciation of the Imam, how he pronounces Hamd and Surah, and Ruku' and Sujood, it's very simple, very simple. If you practice it now, then you're not going to face any problem there. Yes. Any questions before we conclude? Yes.
So I want to see if I understood correctly.
Yes.
Any kind of ghusl,
Yeah.
whether ghusl wajib or mustahab, any kind of ghusl after that, you don't need to do wudu,
No,
do salah.
No, doctor. See? Not any kind. Ghuslul jinaba. But sometimes, let's say, you are doing ghusl which is mustahab Friday night, for instance. Friday night. Thursday night, it's mustahab to do ghusl. It would not suffice for wudu. You have to do wudu. However, many maraja' they say Friday morning ghuslul jumu'ah. If you do ghuslul jumu'ah, it is very, very recommended that Friday morning you take a shower. If you do that, then you don't have to do the wudu. It would suffice for wudu. But not 100% of the maraja' and the scholars. Maybe 90% of them. I myself, as a precaution, when I do ghusl jumu'ah in the morning, I would do the wudu before I come to the Friday prayers. Yeah. Yes. بفرمایید. بله. دفعه دوم، دفعه اول شما برای خودتون رفتید؟ برای خودتون دفعه اول؟ الان برای کی دارید میرید؟ الان نیتش یه خورده فرق میکنه. نمیگید واجب، چون واجب و شما اون سال انجام دادید. الان میگید بما فی الذمه، هر چی که در گردن من هست که اگر مثلا سفر اول مثلا یه مشکلی داشت، این سفر دوم میاد به جای اونو تکمیل میکنه. متوجه شدید؟ یه مقدار نیت شما به شما یاد میدیم. میگید بما فی الذمه، دیگه نمیگید واجب، چون اینایی که دارن میرن سفر اول باید بگن واجبه براشون. برای شما دیگه واجب نیست، شما انجام دادید واجب رو. میگید بما فی الذمه یا میگید مستحب. حالا ما نیت رو به شما نشون میدیم. بله، میخونیم برای شما. Any other? Yes. Yes, my friends, prayers in the plane in general, for those who leave North America going to Europe. In our case, we are going to Europe because Istanbul is part of Europe. We are traveling northeast, so the direction of the airplane is going to be northeast, which is exactly the direction to the Qibla. Because now this is the Qibla, this is northeast. See, the Qibla here is northeast. So the whole drive is going to be, the whole flight is going to be northeast. So we're going to do Maghrib and Isha, because apparently, let's say the flight is 6:20 and Maghrib, let's say, is about 7 p.m. or maybe just before or after we take off. So you can pray, if you can find a spot to stand, if they allow you, so you have to stand and do normal standing, ruku' and sujood. If not, in most cases they say, no, sir, sit down, it's packed. Airplanes are packed. There is no free space, and the flight attendants, they want to, you have to leave this area open. Then in this case, you sit. While you are sitting, take off your shoes and say Allahu Akbar. Normal prayers while you are sitting. Allahu Akbar. And then you read Hamd and Surah. Then for Ruku' Subhana Rabbi al-Azim wa bihamdih. For Sujood, you have this table, what they call it, the tray table. If you can put your forehead on it, even if you put 1 or 2 books and put them, the turba, put it there and do the sujood, Subhana Rabbi al-A'la wa bihamdih twice, and then go back to the second rak'ah and the third, and in the case of Isha, the fourth rak'ah. And yes, of course, when we fly, when we leave LA's airspace, then we have to do qasr. But if you are still praying while the flight is still at LAX, did not take off, then you have to pray 4 rak'ah in case of Isha. But once we take off and we leave Alay's space, then the prayers would become 2 rak'ah. What else?
When you do the wajib tawaf, does it have to be done during the day or
Wajib tawaf can be done anytime, 24 hours. But there you're going to see more people doing that during the night because of the weather and the sun. Now, during the day it's hot. So most people, they would do that in the evenings. Yeah. Any other? Yes. بله در هتل. بله دیگه نیت داره. شما نبودید درس اول هفته اول؟ نبودید. بله وقتی که مدینه هستیم غسل احرام و لباس احرام را در هتل میپوشیم، بعدش میریم مسجد شجره، نیت اونجا میگیم در مسجد شجره. Any more? No. Don't shake the towels. No. Now, as a precaution in the mas'a, when we come from Marwa to Safa, we are okay. Because this is the old mas'a, the old path. However, when we go from Safa to Marwa, we're going to enter the new path, the newly remodeled path. This path has been claimed from the market. There used to be a market there. I remember it 40 years ago. Market there, people selling things. So they removed all that and they made it part of Masjid al-Haram. Even Masjid al-Haram, my friends, the masjid that you see today and you're going to see is much, much larger than the original masjid which was built by Ibrahim, or even after Ibrahim during the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I remember back in the 70s, early 70s, late 60s, I remember Masjid al-Haram was smaller than the mosque today. So they have enlarged and expanded the mosque vastly. And they are even expanding it even more and more. You're going to see in 10 years, Masjid al-Haram is different from today's Masjid al-Haram. They are expanding that. So when we go from Safa to Marwa, we are not walking in the original path, in the expanded one. So therefore we have to take, imagine this is from Safa and Marwa, this is the path. It has this width, okay? Then you have to walk close to the left side, because left side is the closest to the original. Closest to the Kaaba, the one which is closer to the Kaaba. So take the left side, going from Safa to Marwa. But coming from Marwa to Safa, you are okay. You are in the original lane. Yes?
What's the purpose of that half a dome?
This is Hijr Ismail. Hijr Ismail is where Ismail is buried.
Because of that,
yes. Ismail and his mother Hajar and many other prophets are buried there in that area. So they made this half a dome wall. Yes.
The first lecture you mentioned no stitched clothing.
Yes.
During tawaf.
Yes. During in the ihram, not during tawaf, because the tawaf of the Hajj is different than the tawaf of the Umrah. Not in your ihram, but in the tawaf of Hajj, you can just wear what you are wearing now.
Now the white belt that you showed us.
It's okay. That's not a dress. The white belt or the green one and the slippers are not considered a dress. The dress is only the 2 pieces of ihram, the 2 towels. These are considered dress and they should not be stitched or sewn.
And the backpack that we put the shoes.
It's okay. Backpack, you carry something on your back. You are not wearing it. There is difference between what you wear and what you carry with you. Yeah. اي
يعني هو مشمع طبعا مو جلد
اي
بس بيه خيار
حتى لو جلد ما بيشكال حتى لو جلد الهميان والنعال مستثنى من الخياط مو مشكلة تقدر يكون فيه اي مستثنى اي كل العلماء يقول yes.
The Kaaba, Ibrahim just remodeled. It was there before Ibrahim or it brought there from the ground zero?
They say because Quran uses the term وَإِذْ بَوَّأْنَا, we showed him the place of the Kaaba. So they understand from this that the Kaaba existed from the time of Adam, but it was destroyed during the flood of Nuh. And then Ibrahim came to that site and he rebuilt the Kaaba from scratch. Yes. Inshallah, you have an easy journey. Prepare yourself. Prepare it spiritually for this journey. Have you seen when you look up to a vacation, Hawaii vacation, 1 month before you start reflecting on it, preparing yourself, even when something bad happens, you say, well, in 3 weeks I'm going to Hawaii, never mind. So now prepare yourself to come back with a full basket, inshallah, of rahmah and mercy and forgiveness and reforms, internal reforms and dua, because now your parents, your brothers and sisters are waiting for you. You are representing them in going on this trip. They are waiting for you to come back, not only for just yourself with a full hand, for them too. They need you to pray for them. You know, Allah says if a family sends one person to Hajj, and that person does the Hajj in a good way, as Allah loves him to do, then the forgiveness is not going to be only for him. The forgiveness is going to embrace all members of that family. All members of that family. This is how generous our Lord is. The entire family are waiting for you. This is a different journey. My friends, I always say, this is a journey of to show my slavery to Him. I am your slave. And I came to you to free me, to vindicate me, release me from damnation, from punishment, from the hellfire. So prepare yourself emotionally, spiritually now. And don't forget what I said on the first week. Asking people to forgive you too. Asking those who are close to you, please forgive me for what I did, for my shortcomings. If I had insulted you, did bad to you, please forgive me, because I want, when I stand before Allah in Arafat, at least my record with the people is clean, so He can take care of my relationship with Him. So try to calling people and bidding farewell, saying to them, Khuda Hafiz, and at the same time, tell them to forgive you, inshallah. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ahli baytihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin.